At least the Ducks showed some fight at the end, and a little bit during the game, but mostly at the end versus the Wild. Would have been nice to see this much caring during the game, but if this somehow gets the boys going for the next one, so be it. This all stemmed from the Wild pressing with less than 10 seconds left while up by 3 goals. So Gudas wasn't a fan of that, but with the Ducks turnovers in this game, I understand wanting to keep padding the stats. In the first period, Carlsson was dangling early, trying to make something happen, but he was kinda on an island by himself, playing alongside Lundestrom and Fabbri. The lines were put into a blunder again for this game, and I understand trying to find something that works, but at this point, when nothing is working, you might as well keep them together in hopes they have some chemistry. Fowler was also out with an upper body injury, so this was the first time we saw Vax and LaCombe at the same time. These lines, though, will be changed again by the second period. Unfortunately, though, the damage was already done by these lines. The Wild took control, scoring 3 goals in the span of 5 minutes to close the first period. While Dostal wasn't his sharpest, struggling with rebounds and appearing less confident than usual, the loss was definitely not on him, but he seems to have come back to earth a bit. Such a shame we wasted his amazing start to the season. For the Wild's first goal, you would probably want Dostal to cover it, or perhaps the defense could have helped him out by clearing the puck, but it deflected off Fabbri's stick and went in. The second goal was one probably Dostal should have had, but maybe you don't want to give up a 2-on-1. For the third goal, Mitchukov left Kirill Kaprizov all alone, which obviously is not ideal. The Ducks did get a power play to close the first, but the Wild had the better chances during it. In the second period, though, the Ducks were the better team, but they didn't score. Zegers drew a penalty shot and did everything right except hit the net.
Trevor looking up at the big board above center ice to take a second look. Unfortunately, the same thing happened on the replay. He didn't score.
The newer look lines generated some chances, but there was too many passes and not enough shooting. The Ducks got a power play at the end and didn't score with the remaining time in the third period. However, they did score right after. Fabbri did it all himself for his 100th career goal. Well earned, as he was one of the best looking players of the night. Then the Ducks got a glorious opportunity to tie this game, with basically 6 straight minutes of power play time. Due to Terry taking a high stick to the face, he left and missed the power play time, but he did come back later in the game. Zegers missed what was essentially an open net on the first power play, but the next 2 were terrible, with too much passing and even icing the puck during the power play. So yeah, the Ducks were 0 for 6 on the night on the power play, and that's a bad omen when you don't score with that much power play time. LaCombe passed it off the net, and it ended up in the back of the net. This is why LaCombe gets so much hate. I thought he was having a great game, probably his best of the season, and then he did that. He plays well most of the time, but then makes these glaring, inexcusable mistakes that ruin any good he has done. To add insult to injury from the Ducks' power play woes, the Wild would add another goal on their own power play. The Ducks would strike back, though, as McTavish again added a garbage time goal. On the bright side, it was his first 5-on-5 goal of the season, a good tip from a Gudas shot. If you take out the first 3 goals, it was a solid effort from the Ducks. In the second period, they were the better team, and in the third period, they probably still were, but they ended up losing 5-2. Some positives: the Ducks outshot a really good Wild team and drew 6 penalties. That's something we couldn't have even imagined happening last year. We saw some interesting signs throughout the Ducks broadcast, which the security didn't appreciate. Just so you know, Ducks, that's going to keep happening more and more. So good luck with that, staff. The vibes are not great, and it feels like it's going to get a whole lot worse before it gets better. The Ducks will be back at it again tomorrow versus the Columbus Blue Jackets at 5 p.m. This should be an even game, but we'll see what we get. I would imagine Gibson will be in net for this one, as he did back up. But if I were him, I might consider another injury. For Dostal's sake, I hope he's ready to go so Dostal can get some rest. Thank you to our members. If you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and go Ducks!